Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bonus day of 21 Days of Self-Care. I'm so excited to have Nicole here with me. Nicole, introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Greaves. I am a friend of Tolani. I met her a few months back, and I've been really excited to be working with her because I want to introduce myself by saying that she supported me during a time with TC Wellness when I hurt my foot.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was swollen and I didn't know what to do. I had gone to see a traditional doctor who said, "Oh, it's going to get better." And based on a presentation that Talani gave about being able to look for wellness in the feet, I'm like, that's who I'm going to call. And so, Talani, I want to start off by saying thank you for allowing me to understand the importance of wellness in circulation.
Wow.
And so now I've learned so much from you because of that I'm bragging every day. You've
That's
got to
wonderful.
get your compression stockings. And most people are saying, what? I said, yeah, you've got to go to TC Wellness. This is a bonus to you to let you know that before that, I did know, even though I am a registered nurse by background, I'm also a reflexology therapist. I'm a pre and post pregnancy doula. None of this was really taught to
about,
me
right?
in school.
Yeah.
So learning about this now it's a game changer.
Yes,
It truly is. So
absolutely.
thank you for that. So,
Oh, it's a pleasure. That's so wonderful. And I think it's so serendipitous that you were talking about your foot because reflexology has a lot to do with the feet. So tell us a little bit more about reflexology, because that's actually something I learned more about through you.
Yeah,
So there we go.
yeah. So reflexology is quite an ancient integrative practice. It stems from many Eastern cultures and even African cultures where they use reflexology. Is based on the principle that our hands and our feet and even our ears have reflexes that are connected to all parts of our bodies and organs. And by using a specialized massage type techniques, we're able to access those reflexes and allow our mind and our body to do self healing. So I often like to say to people, reflexology, it's like putting the energy back into your body and mind. You know, we do so much to our bodies and our minds, and there's no way that we really have learned, many of us, how to internally reset that. So by using this technique, it's not about illness,
Right.
it's about wellness.
Right. Like that overall well-being. That's really beautiful. And it sounds very gentle and non-invasive. Is that fair?
Absolutely non-invasive. So
Okay.
it's really a massage-like technique that we use, and that actually creates that energy to that point in our body, and then works with the body at the level of your own body's needs to release tension. It also works to promote circulation.
Okay.
It also is a really effective way for things like headaches, insomnia, even for facilitating delivery of children. So by relaxing your body in that rest and digest state, you know, we're always in that sympathetic nervous system running, fighting. Well, reflexology is an opportunity to reset your body to sort of say, take some time to really regain that strength and that energy that we need for a day-to-day living.
That's wonderful. And like that's been a theme that has come up a lot. Like this whole idea of us being in overdrive, like, you know, a stressful state and really needing those tools that help us to calm down in a non-invasive way. It's not medication, it's a gentle massage as you described. Yes. Now, why are the feet so special? Like why, you know, you said your hands and your feet. So do you do reflexology on the palms as well or mostly feet?
Well, I'm a practitioner that practice both hands and feet.
Okay.
Now the feet was originally the place where it started, we could say, and they're way more surface area for those reflexes, and so accessing those reflexes is much easier.
Okay.
However, that does not denote that you doing them on your hands that you don't find the same effect.
Right.
But from clients, I think they get that state of relaxation through the feet, where we can really have a bigger surface area of all those organs.
Okay, so it's just like more impact.
Yeah, more impact. And it's also a matter of preference. I've had persons who have come to see me and who actually request to have both in one session.
Okay.
Because they feel that this is giving them that release of tension.
So I often, I'm ticklish underneath my feet. And I'm sure a lot of people are. Does this have to do with some of those reflexes that you're talking about, or is that a completely different situation?
I think it's probably more of a sensitivity of one doing that. But often my experience has been that once I start working on someone, that whole mind-body connection allows that the individual can receive the session quite effectively without having to say you're tickling
or things like that. That's really neat. That's really neat. And then I also know that the feet are more sensitive for things like essential oils. For example, sometimes they say, rub essential oils under your feet before you go to bed to promote sleep, things like that. So do you ever use reflexology like in combination with other modalities? And
absolutely.
Okay, tell us more.
So I often with the client consent, generally it's using you can use it without a cream or you can use it with essential oil.
Okay.
For me, I find that using something like a lavender is often a good way to really, massage in and really put somebody to sleep. I've also even have a cannabis salve that I usually use. That's also for many of my seniors or people who have chronic pain. They find that really relaxing and soothing. So yeah, absolutely. And our skin is an absorbing, that can absorb. So it absorbs that and also helps to calm us and helps again to do that resetting. It's like when we smell an essential oil, we feel, doesn't this
straight into the brain?
Brain, yes.
That's wonderful. Okay, that's really cool. Like I'm really like seeing like the picture here of the way that everything goes, the session goes. How long is a session typically?
So sessions are typically can run anywhere from half an hour to even up to an hour and a half.
Okay.
I generally find that a 45-minute session is really the sweet spot where people find enough time to relax their body and get that energy going or release. And it also allows for the effects of the session can go for up to 7 days.
Wow.
So I actually hear folks say to me, at about the 7-day period, I could feel like that sort of resting stage is.
It's kind of dissipating a little bit.
Exactly. Okay. But it also could be that you're just back into your routine. Your normal routine.
Yes.
And I also think that it comes, my whole premise of being a holistic wellness consultant is really about looking at how are we doing wellness investment. So this is just one investment. And I really make that clear to clients that having reflexology is only not even half the deal. We have to make it holistic. Yes. This whole self-care 21 days that you've been promoting is telling us that there are many different kinds of rest and restoring practices that we can do that all work together in an integrated way.
Yeah, that's really beautiful because for some people they might be more ready for something like reflexology at one time, but then over time they'd be wanting to stack on other things as they feel like, okay, this is helpful. I think I can do more, and So who are the people who typically find that reflexology kind of cuts to the chase of addressing their symptoms?
Generally, I feel it's sometimes starts with an individual looking for that mental rest.
Mental rest, okay.
They're looking to say, I'm feeling tired. I've tried the energy drinks. I've done, but so I feel like I'm not getting enough sleep, or my body feel tense.
Okay.
However, I promote with individual, let's look at holistic rest.
Yes.
And so, is it physical rest that you need, or is it mental or emotional? The nice thing about reflexology, a session can combine all of those.
Right.
Because you're physically manipulating the feet.
Yes.
You're mentally relaxing that person, and that can create a state of just emotional sort of balance that you're sort of saying, I've had this moment where it's not talk therapy. I don't have to tell my
I don't have
story.
to tell anything. I don't have to talk to anyone.
I don't have to tell people about my signs and symptoms.
Right.
I can really just, relax into this moment and allow my body. Folks will say to me, I could feel my something just moving in my head. I fell asleep.
Right.
I fell asleep on you. And I said, well, that's mental rest. Or someone might become somewhat emotional, and that's emotional rest, that you've maybe been holding on to some feelings, and physically you feel like your feet's lighter and now you can run that marathon. So it really is an integrative therapy that's good for everybody.
I love that. So what I heard was mental rest. So if you're in need of mental rest, I heard emotional resets or emotional release, of all the things you might be holding on to that you don't really feel like you have space to release, right? So it sounds like reflexology really creates that space for healing. And then I also heard that physical well-being of feeling lighter, feeling more energized, and energy came up a lot. So if you're feeling burned out, stressed, like tired, reflexology can really help create that space for your body to heal emotionally, physically, without talk. So
without telling your story.
Without telling your story. So if that's a barrier for you, if you don't want to talk about your feelings, there are other ways. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
that is
to internally work with that.
Yes. So how did you get into this? So I know you have a background of nursing, right? So how does that come into your practice? How are you different from maybe other reflexologists who may not have that background? And what led you into this path in the first place?
Oh, wow, that's a loaded question. But I'll try.
I try.
So from the get-go of being a nurse, I always thought about there has to be wellness before illness. So that's been always my premise.
Yes.
And so throughout my nursing, the beginning of my nursing journey, I always asked the question, well, where were these people before they got sick? And, because traditionally nurses often start off in a hospital setting.
Right. Yeah.
And so in that search for my own wellness as a young person, I decided that I would really specialize in community nursing. So that's really one of my big specialty after I left the hospital. And in this community nursing journey, I saw people who came healthy, and then I saw that they got sick. And so those questions kept coming up about how did that happen? And so in my own self-care, I started to think, well, what do I need to do to stay healthy? So some of the things I practiced and continue to practice early on was that of healthy eating, of being physically active, and trying when I can to really not carry that mental load. And so that was part of my community nursing practice. And serendipity, I guess, that I remember one of my best friends was having a birthday party, and we thought about, okay, enough of the going to restaurants. That's not doing it. Enough of buying us things that, a new sweater. And so she said, well, why don't we do something for our health? And we decided that we would hire a chef.
Oh.
And we would have this option of having reflexology as one of the birthday options. So this birthday party was kind of about eating healthy and also getting physically healthy.
I love this kind of party.
And I thought, we all left there thinking, wow, don't you feel good? Your feet feels good.
Yeah.
You felt you ate well. And it just got me thinking, wow, this might be something that I could add to my own repertoire. And so I started to research the idea of how does this work, and why is it that folks who suddenly go from being very healthy and active, and it has to be stress. It has to be that. So that led me into really looking into becoming a reflexology therapist. And, a decade later, here I am. And so I think what I bring to my practice is that holistic approach. So I understand that folks will have health conditions, but they also are well. And if they stay well, they can manage those conditions. So I also look at it from a place of that, not just coming for reflexology therapy, but having that conversation about what else do you need in your your wellness treasure chest.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so a good example was seeing folks who are probably struggling with diabetes, and I know that their circulation in their feet is impacted.
Right. Yes.
So I begin to talk to them about, hey, you know what? That is just a natural progression of the condition, but you can manage it if you're wearing compression stockings.
Right.
I mean, folks who may have had, cancer and breast cancer in particular,
absolutely.
and you have that lymphadenopathy
Yes,
that happens, and you're thinking, what do I do? And I'm ashamed of it. I'm not sure. But there are modern day stockings for your arm that you can
Absolutely,
wear.
yeah.
That's
And
quite
they can be super
fashionable.
pretty. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So I think that twist allows me to really see things from a holistic nature and being also able to say to folks, this may not be right for you at this time.
Right.
You may need physio.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
you may need to get compression stockings because
Right.
that swelling is not normal.
Right, right.
And using that as an in to be able to allow to say to folks, wellness investment, it's like banking. So you have to look at where you're going to diversify your funds.
I love that. I love that. This is yet another person connecting finance to wellness. So it's like investing in yourself and diversifying that investment. You can't invest all of it in food and healthy eating. No. You gotta invest a little bit in physical activity, a little bit. Yeah. I love that. I love that approach. And I love that you talked about your heart for community nursing. So I know we're nearing the end now, but I want you to share some notes about community. Why is it important? What are the things that maybe make it difficult for us to find community where we all feel loved and seen and where we're able to connect? And what are small things we can do to invest in community?
I think for me, the most important thing that we're never born alone. So why do we think that we do not want to continue to be part of community?
Right.
And many years ago, I came across, when visiting South Africa, the whole thing of the Ubuntu principle. Really near and dear to me. Yes. I believe that I am because you are.
Yes,
and together, we make it.
Absolutely.
And added to that is that saying that one hand cannot clap. You need both of them.
Kind of awkward.
And so I see us as thinking community. Sometimes we think of it as having many people around, but even if you have one person, that's community.
Yes.
And we don't have to sort of make it a party always, but we can make it a caring moment. So whether it's that, however small, with grace and gratitude, I think we form community.
Yes.
So whether you're passing someone in the street with grace and you're thanking your coworker with gratitude, you're looking around to see what else is there that someone else has made community. Like in your episode with Calvin talking about gardening.
Yes.
Just the fact that people are gardening is, we pass by and you might think, wow, my neighbor's got lots of tomatoes. But it's also giving you, that's a form of mental rest because you're seeing colors.
Right.
You're seeing beauty of nature. Yes. Going for walks, you can see that. So I think we need to simplify the meaning of community. It's about being in unison with someone wherever you're at. So it doesn't mean that you have to have a bunch of people going out, but it means that you have to be intentional about that you're not living on this earth alone. And so everybody is part of your community. Some are close and some are far.
Yes.
And it probably takes a minute to build a bond with somebody. It's a smile.
Yes.
We're no longer in COVID, so we can all smile now, right?
We don't have to stick to our bubbles.
No, your bubble is smiling and even behind the mask, we were smiling.
Yes.
So I think if we can lend that spirit of Ubuntu of saying, I am because you are, whether you're the bus driver, whether you're driving your car, taking your kids to school, the teachers, those are your community.
I love
and
that.
So you can really, your practitioners, you see your physiotherapists, you yourself doing wellness compression socks.
Yes.
You're able to be able to speak with someone who care about you because you're doing this because you care.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
so community is about caring.
I love
and
that.
caring can happen in small and big spaces.
Perfect. That was wonderful. It sounds like community is about connection and care.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, we will see you for the next bonus video. You never know how many bonus videos you're going to get. So I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode with Nicole. I certainly did. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. This was wonderful.
This was.